up, everybody? My name is Rod Z, and you're watching The Z Files. We're coming to you live from beautiful sunny Orlando in the Boss Move Studios. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe and support us. We love having you on here, and we thank you for joining us every time we come on the air. This is the 9th episode of Season 1, and we are so excited, and we're glad you're here. If you want to support the station and the studio, you want to support this show, please hit us on, give us a little bit of, support on Cash App at $Rod Zigger. That's $Rod Zigger. I'm here in the studio again with my main man, my producer, Bub. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Zeke?
Bub, you look good, man. You're glowing, dog.
Yeah, I know, man. I was out, my little vacation on, so.
Bub was on vacation, y'all.
Yeah.
Bub left me. Bub said, I'm sorry. I'd love to do another episode, but I got to go. I got to go. Tell them where you went, Bub, while you was gone.
So, yeah, it was our anniversary, 17 years. We've
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Woo! You know what I mean? So we rented a beach house. And,
okay.
We were just chilling on the beach, man. Just out there getting our tan on, walking, getting our relaxation on.
Bub, y'all don't be playing about them beach houses.
We don't play.
Y'all love a beach house.
I love the beach.
I know. I do too.
Yeah, man.
I do too.
It's so relaxing. And then to have a beach house, you wake up. I mean, literally on the beach.
Yeah.
You open up
the windows. You don't need no AC.
You don't need nothing.
Yeah. And I love the sound of it. It's real relaxing. It's something about that water.
Oh, man.
My mom say when the waves come in and then when they go back out, it just takes some of that stress away from you.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had to come back. We had to get
back to work.
Yeah, we had to get back to work.
But while you was gone, it was so much popping off. I want to call you so bad and say, "Bud, we need to do the show, man." But I understand the anniversary come first. So
yeah,
congratulations on 17 years, brother.
Thank you.
Well. We had a lot going on last week. Of course, there was a big brouhaha about the selection committee for the college football playoffs. So we got Michigan, we got Alabama, we got Texas, and we got Washington. Florida State got snubbed. Matter of fact, 2 schools, if I'm not mistaken, jumped over them. So a lot of people in my state, our home state of Florida, are very upset. People are going at it. People have been debating on social media. People have been debating and arguing at the barbershop in person. Mm-hmm. It's a lot going on. So Bub, when you heard the news, you were on vacation, right? How did you feel about it?
Well, I didn't really feel a way about, that particular playoff situation. My team is out.
Okay, who's your team?
Bethune-Cookman College.
Okay,
Bethune-Cookman University.
You just rolled straight HBCU.
That's it.
BCU. So we've been out.
Hashtag HBCU. Yeah,
we've been out.
We've been out. So my school was out. You
ain't worried about it.
I'm not worried about it. I do like college football.
Right.
I don't watch sports that much because it takes up too much time for me.
Right.
But
you're a busy man.
Yeah, I'm busy, man. I'm busy. But one thing about college is I love the energy around the college, you know what I mean? But I did see, just about an hour ago, Florida Attorney General launched an investigation into that.
Wow.
Yeah, she's saying, and it's been reported on The Hill. It says Florida Attorney General launches investigation into college football playoff committee decision making. And so I guess they want to get down. Let's find out why Florida State is not in the playoffs.
Well, everybody knows why. Everybody knows they following the money. They want the best teams that's going to give them a good game for ratings' sake. Right. They don't care anything about who the teams that deserve to go. It's not about deserving for them. For them, it's about the almighty dollar. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Shannon Sharp said it best. Oh, Shay, we call him. He said you can call it the Alabama Invitational, because every year Alabama's in it. They're gonna put certain teams in, and they're gonna always be there because it's a money thing.
Okay.
So I think it's wrong. I'm not saying that just because I like Florida State. I think it's wrong to skip over certain schools just because you want another school to be in there, and it looks that way when a school from the SEC can lose a game, they can still leapfrog and jump a team who's undefeated, and that's just not right. If you're undefeated, you undefeated. So I wish Florida State the best. I didn't know that investigation. Thank you for that information, sir. Yes. And I'm going to be checking that out myself and continuing to follow it. They're going to get to the bottom of it.
Right.
Here's the sad part, though. There's nothing really to be done because next year they're going to the 12-team playoffs. So it is what it is. But Florida State, thank you I'm a Florida State fan. Thank you for giving us a great year, and I hope that things work out in your favor next year. So go Noles, hell Wildcats. That's what I say.
That's right, hell Wildcats.
So we're moving on. Speaking of football, did you see the game the other night between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs?
Again, Rod, I told
you was doing your.
Okay, let me just.
It's our anniversary. No, you was doing your thing.
No. We were back.
I was back. Okay.
We were back. It's just like football. Let me just so you know about me.
Break it down, bub.
You know, I do like football, right?
I know you do,
but I don't watch it.
Okay.
I don't watch it.
Okay.
It's 3 hours long, right?
You ain't got time for it.
I don't have time.
You watch the highlights.
I watch the highlights. That's exactly what I do.
Do you watch the highlights on YouTube or just wherever you can catch them? ESPN?
Wherever they come on at.
So you don't have time to sit down and watch the whole football game?
Not at all. I mean,
I don't either, but there are certain games I make exceptions.
Okay.
Certain, like, I'm going to watch the rivalry game. Rivalry week is when I like to sit down and watch. Like, for example, I want to see the Celebration Bowl, and I can't watch it between FAMU and Howard. I'm not going to be able to watch it.
Why not?
I got a DJ. Okay. I got a couple of gigs that I got to do.
Okay.
So, and it's during the time of the game. Okay. I was actually going to go to the game, but you know, it's Christmas season, man. We gotta get that money, baby. We gotta do what we gotta do.
Right.
So I'm not gonna be able to watch it, but shout out to Howard and shout out to FAMU and everybody that's going to the ATL for the Celebration Bowl. I hope y'all enjoy it. But we're talking about pro football. We're talking about the Buffalo Bills and we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. And something very interesting happened during the game. So let me give you the setup, bub. Let me tell you what happened. It's like 1:20 left in the game. Okay. The Bills are leading. Kansas City is driving. I don't know if you know this, but if Pat Mahomes got the ball and they driving at the end of the game, it's a good chance Kansas City gonna win. The guy's great at comebacks.
Okay.
He's definitely gonna probably be in the Hall of Fame. He's already a Super Bowl champ. He's already MVP of the league.
Oh wow.
So this man driving the team down the field, and something incredible happens. Great play happens. Mahomes throws the ball to his tight end. The tight end is running. They grab him. They're about to tackle him, bub. He takes the ball and throws it back to one of his teammates who is trailing the play.
Right.
The teammate catches the ball, runs in for a touchdown. But this is where the plot thickens. They get the touchdown. People going crazy. It's being called back. It's being called back because one of the Kansas City Chiefs lined up offsides. Okay? No touchdown. The Bills go on to win the game. No great comeback. No touchdown for the Chiefs. And then the camera pans over to Pat Mahomes, and you would have thought somebody walked up to him and said, "That's why your mama carrying a fake Coach bag."
He lost it?
He loses it, bro. He goes ballistic. He's having to be restrained. He throwing helmets. He hollering at the refs. I don't know. I was like, what happened to him? Because I've never seen a brother like this. So they give him a moment to talk, of course, at the press conference. Matter of fact, let's roll a little bit of this press conference. Check out what he had to say.
No, I mean, the thing is, I'd rather let us play, man. Like, let us play the game. And then whatever happens, happens. Like, the whole throwing the flag and deciding the game one or another, that's what hurts me. That's why, like, last week I didn't say anything because it's letting us play, man. Let us go out there and win the game. And I said I'd rather them let us play and go out there and see who wins. I mean, that's what you want as a competitor is you practice all week to go out there and try to win. And you want it to be about your team and that team and see what happens. You never want it to be – you don't want to be talking about this stuff after the game. And that's it, man. I'm not worried about if there was a flag on the next player or whatever, like not a flag. I want to go out there and play and then see what happens at the end, see what the score is, and then I can live with the results.
So as you can see,
Wow.
the brother whining, yeah. Let us play. Come on, just let us. Why do you call that offensive offsides? Come on, man. But
wasn't they offside?
that's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I was very disappointed when I saw Pat Mahomes acting like that. Mm-hmm. First of all, how you was carrying on the sidelines, and to find out that that's why you were upset, and I was kind of concerned because I'm like, is this what our leaders are turning into? Is our celebrities, our people who set an example? Now we know athletes aren't necessarily responsible for raising our kids, but the thousands of kids watch this man play football. You know, hundreds of thousands of kids watch this man. And he basically was asking the NFL to overlook small things like that. Like, he was like, just let us play. That wasn't going to affect the play. But I'm like, bro, your man was offsides. Clearly he was offsides. And he was upset with the referees. And the coach even said something. And I'm like, if he was offsides, I mean, it's y'all responsibility to line up correctly.
Right.
The quarterback has an opportunity to say, hey, back up. And here's the thing that really ticked me off. Most of the time when you line up in football, the referees communicate to you and they tell you, hey, you need to back up. You can, as a wide receiver, because the wide receiver is the player that was offsides actually. Mm-hmm. As a wide receiver, when you get to the line, you can check in with the ref and ask him, are you lined up correctly? And they'll tell you, this guy didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And because of that, they suffered a loss. It was a great play. It was one of the most exciting plays you're going to ever see. It was a catch. It was a pitch. The guy ran it in. It was great. It was unfortunate, but the rules are the rules. And it just bothered me to see Pat Mahomes carrying on like that. So you just asked the question, was he offside? Yes, he was. Mm-hmm. But are you noticing that with a lot of people these days, they just don't want to follow the rules?
Oh, man. When you said the rules are the rules, that sums it up totally.
Right.
Because nowadays, the rules, people want the rules to be overlooked. And sounds like that's what he wanted to do.
They want people to make exceptions.
Yeah. And then, like, I had to look up Patrick Mahomes to see, like, you know, they said that was out of character for him. And for him to act that way, I know it, like, threw a lot of people off. But if you look at society today, there's no, you know, we don't want to be held accountable for mistakes that we have made.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's a problem, you know.
Big problem.
Mm-hmm.
It seems, and I don't want to just put it on the younger generation. You know, we always like to say that's them young people, but no, it's people of all ages that don't want to. They don't want to follow the rules. Right. They want to break the law and then don't want to be held accountable. And that's basically what Mahomes was asking to do. Like, just let us play. And he was whining. I'm like, bro, what are you whining about? Yeah. I was like, this is what you was carrying on about? I thought somebody tried to fight him or something. Wow. On the sideline. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, sometimes teams get into it with themselves. They, you know, on the sidelines. But no, it was about him being mad about the ref making the call.
Man. So
we want the refs to make calls.
Doing the job.
We want them to do their job. But when they do it, now you don't want it because y'all actually scored. Would you have been acting that way if y'all wouldn't have scored that touchdown? Probably not.
I doubt it.
So, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm going to just say to the people out there listening out there, listen, y'all, rules are rules and they're meant to be followed because if we don't have rules, we have chaos. So, Pat Mahomes, good luck to you, my brother, in the future. It don't matter anyway because the 49ers was going to beat y'all regardless. So that's going to be the Super Bowl champ. I'm sticking with my story, bub. You heard it here on the Z Files first. The 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
All right. You heard it.
All right. So our last story that we want to talk about before we close out the show is very interesting to me, and it really bothered me. I was just doing some casual reading. I like to read, and I came across a story. I never really knew this. I kind of had my suspicions about it, but I always thought that this is dealing with a music group. I always thought that this group just wanted to go their separate ways and do their own things. Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates. For those of you who may not know, Daryl Hall is the taller one with the blonde hair, the lead singer. Oates was the short guy on the guitar and playing all the instruments. He never really talked. I've never even really heard him talk.
No, not really.
But super dope group. One of my childhood groups coming up. How you like Hall and Oates, bub?
bruh, I had the Hall and Oates tape. So that was my group. That was my group. Of course, here in Orlando, we didn't have like radio stations that played too many other types,
genres,
of songs.
Right.
So I don't know, like BJ 105, they jammed that song, Y106, stations like that.
106.7.
Yeah, those are the stations that we had to listen to, and they played Daryl Hall and John Oates, and yeah, that was my group.
Listen, Hall and Oates is, to me, and I know people like to throw in the black and white thing. Listen, if we want to talk about white groups, they're one of my favorite.
Yes.
But they're one of my favorite groups, bar none.
Period.
I mean, period. We talking about Out of Touch, Out of Time. We talking about Man Eater.
Yep.
We talking about, my favorite song is I Can't Go For That.
Oh, man.
Okay. Then you got One on One, one of the baddest slow jams I ever heard.
Yep.
Hall and Oates is a great group. Private Eyes are watching you. I can't sing, but y'all know. If you know about Hall and Oates, you know about Hall and Oates. Well, they're having legal problems right now. The music group Hall and Oates is going at it basically, and Daryl Hall accuses John Oates of the ultimate partnership betrayal. And he says he was planning to sell joint venture projects without his permission. So Hall was like, and I knew Hall, he had that some kind of show where they're in the shed and he had different guests come in. My favorite was when they had CeeLo Green in there. But he was bringing in different people and they were doing covers. They were also doing some Hall and Oates songs. He was doing songs, but I was like, okay, he doing his thing. I wonder what John Oates is doing. And we found out that Daryl Hall is saying that this man basically trying to sell everything to get money for it without his permission. So they're going at it. The case is taking place in Nashville, Tennessee, and some of their joint ventures or their revenues that are coming in are from record royalties, trademarks, name and likeness rights, and social media assets. So they had to take out, they apparently been going at it so bad, the judge has a temporary restraining order. They can't be around each other, none of that. And Oates says that he's disappointed in these inflammatory, outlandish, and inaccurate accusations. He says he's trying to enhance their business partnership. And so I was kind of hurt to hear that because I'm like, Hall and Oates cutting up?
Right.
Not Hall and Oates. But it appears they do, and it started making me think, what causes great groups to break up? It's happened. But what's some of the groups you know that you like, man, they should have never broke up?
Well, New Edition. When
But they got back together.
Yeah, they got back together, but it was this ego thing going on, and they formed BBD.
Well, I think it was this problem with Bobby. If you watch their not documentary, what do they call it?
The little
that movie that they did. Bobby definitely wanted to go solo. He felt that he was the man. Kind of similar to the Temptations with David Ruffin.
That was my next group. I was going to
say. So they broke up, but back to BBD. They broke off. Bobby went solo.
Right.
Ralph had a solo project. And then of course Bell Biv DeVoe. But then a beautiful thing happened. They got back together.
Right.
And they have a residency now in Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. So shout outs to BBD. They just came off tour, actually, a successful tour.
Yeah.
So shout out to New Edition for getting back together and doing their thing. New Edition is a great group. And you said the Temptations.
The Temptations, yeah.
I think there were like 2, maybe even 3 different Temptations groups. I know there were 2 out touring at one time, at one point.
Correct.
Fighting like cats and dogs. What about the Supremes?
Yeah, all of those great groups.
Supremes broke up. Who else? I'm trying to think of some good groups. Outkast,
kinda, yeah. You can say that.
They never fell out, but they just stopped.
Right. The Fat Boys, I think, did the same thing.
What is it? First the Fat Boys break up. You see some groups and you wonder, how could they ever break up? Like, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a group that didn't break up though. That's still doing business. They hung in there together. They still touring, and they still show each other much love. Wu-Tang, baby. That's right.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan. They stayed together. What's some other groups that stood the test of time, bub? You can think of a couple?
Yeah, I'm thinking now. I mean,
bruh, even Frankie Beverly and Maze not together no more.
They're not together?
I think Frankie has another group playing for him, and Maze changed their name to a different name, and they're out touring. I can't think of the name right now, but we'll talk about that maybe on another show. But they not together anymore.
Well, Earth, Wind, and Fire is still together, right?
Earth, Wind, and Fire, they still together. Yeah. Cameo is still together. Confunction. You know, and then you have some groups, the older groups, they have people that pass away, and they'll bring another member in, but some of these groups just fell off. They just don't deal with each other no more. And I think it's really sad. Yeah, so
even the Ghetto Boys, Willie D and Scarface got some
they
going
still
on.
got friction.
Yeah.
They talk sometime and they be on shows together, but they argue all the time.
Yeah, it's, about a performance. I guess Mind playing tricks on him. One of them performed the song and I guess didn't let the other know or something like that.
Scarface, when they did a hip-hop tribute and they called for the Ghetto Boys, Scarface did. He was there. He went and did the performance by himself.
Right.
And then, you know, Bushwick Bill already has passed on, God rest his soul. But he did. He didn't tell Willie D about it.
Yeah.
And Willie D hired, and rightfully so. You can't have the Ghetto Boys without Willie D.
Exactly.
That ain't right. That ain't cool. I'm trying to think of a couple more. But you know, music, I think it's music and the business of music that does that. So that's all I have on there. But Hall & Oates, y'all work that thing out, man. They got a lot of good music. They got like 6 Grammys, if I'm not mistaken. Award-winning group, man. They've conquered a lot. They've toured, had some great music over the years, and it's just sad to see that they going at it like that. So Hall & Oates, if you watching this, if you see this, y'all pray about that thing and get back together. We miss y'all, man. I would love to see Hall & Oates. That's a residency for Vegas.
Oh, most definitely.
I would love to see them. I would love to go see them. So, Hall & Oates, y'all get this thing back together. Go to Vegas, get a residency, make some money, get back together. And money solves a lot of issues. Money.
Well, it kind of, but if it's something,
and it breaks up a lot too.
It does. But even when you take money out of the equation, sometimes people just don't get along.
They just fall out.
They just fall out. I mean, they've been since the 70s. They've been a group.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
That is.
What I mean, so sometimes people just. You know,
people change.
You know, one thing I was watching, something online, and Little Bootsy was on there. Oh, it was the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And he said that, you know, about change and how sometimes you got to let people go.
Yeah.
And he said that those same people on the monkey bars are not the same. You know, nowadays They've changed. Yeah.
The person that was with you on the teeter tot.
Yeah,
they've
exactly.
changed.
Yeah, they've changed.
But sometimes it changed for the good. Like, I don't know, but we've been knowing each other since we was kids. And we didn't see each other or talk to each other for a while, not because of anything. It's just simply because you moved to another state.
Correct.
I ain't know what you was doing or what you had going on, but we lost connection with each other.
Right.
Now we back, and we are 2 different people.
Exactly.
We've changed from that time, but it's good to be back. So I'm glad we still working together and still friends, bub.
Amen. Me too.
I love you, man.
I love you too, brother.
All right. So that's all we have. Now we're going to get into our HBCU Spotlight of the Week. Before we go, we want to give a shout out to a team that's down in South Florida, down in Miami, 305. That's right. Their colors are blue and orange, and their mascot is the Lions. That's right. I'm talking about none other than Florida Memorial University. FMU, you're our HBCU Spotlight of the Week. Florida Memorial University is a private coeducational institution with the distinction of being one of the oldest academic centers in the state and the only historically black university in South Florida. In 1879, members of the Bethlehem Baptist Association founded the school, then called Florida Baptist Institute, and they were located in Live Oak, Florida. They wanted to create an instructional institution for their ministers and the children. Amid racial tensions, the president, Reverend Matthew Gilbert, moved and took the school to Jacksonville, Florida, where he founded the Florida Baptist Academy in the basement of Bethel Baptist Church with Sarah Ann Blocker as the main instructor. Florida Memorial University of today is ascending to excellence and stands in a position of great promise. Now a world-class institution, FMU offers undergraduate and graduate programs in high-demand fields that prepare students for successful careers in the global marketplace. In fact, Florida Memorial graduates and enjoys the 6th highest starting salaries in the state. Florida Memorial University, you are our HBCU Spotlight of the Week. All right, folks, so that's all of our time. We hope you were entertained, educated, and informed. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please stick around. Next week, we got a very special edition coming in. It's the final show for this season. And I'm not going to tell you much more about it until we start promoting for it. But you want to stick around for it. We got a special tribute coming up for our final show. And on behalf of the Boss Move Studios and my producer, Bub, this has been the Z Files. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to contribute to the show, please join us on Cash App for a small donation, if you will, at $Rod Ziegler. Thank you. God bless. We'll see you next week.